Hey everybody. Now, you know I don't own the rights to this music, but you know what we're gonna do. Hey, what's going on, Tank? Welcome, welcome. Hey, listen, I do not own the rights to this music. However, you know how we get down on Action One Radio. Okay? You know how it goes down. We're going to talk to the person who owns the rights to this music. We're going to talk with Ronell Harris and Homiletics. So I'm really excited. Let me turn that down there. Really excited to talk with them. So give me just one moment. We're going to get them on and go live, and we're going to talk about basically the music history. This new song, Toast to My Haters. We've got a huge feature on that song from Carl McIntosh. If you're not familiar with Loose Ends, maybe you've watched the episode of BMF. You can't stop the... Yeah, that man. Yeah, we're getting going. Hold on one second. Oh, man, this is going to... Hey, Keith, I see you on here. Welcome, brothers. Good to see y'all. Good to see everybody. Hey. Hey, what's going on? Hey, Mel, how's it going? Hey, what's going on, Homiletics? Welcome.
What's going on?
Hey, welcome, everybody. I'm glad y'all took some time to kind of sit down and chop it up with me this fine Saturday morning. So thank you. First of all, I was listening to Toast to My Haters. Talk to me about that particular song, how it came to be, and how on earth did you get in contact with Carl McIntosh from Loose Ends?
Yeah, Toast to My Haters was a real life track for us. We had been in the music industry for a while, and then to us it seemed like we just continued to run into a brick wall. And but at the same time we had a lot of popular artists and a lot of popular producers telling us how good the music was and how far along we should be. So I think with us doing our analysis, we were actually sitting up listening to people that had the ability to help us, but they offered us no help. And so me and Ronell and my camp, we figured out a way to help out the camp. And now the same ones that refuse to help us are the ones that's on the outside looking in. And you know, people know talented people, and they know how to get people to the next level. But unfortunately, in the music industry, a lot of people just don't help you if you're not a part of, I guess, like Ice Cube said, the club. You know, so we're not a part of the club. You know, we just want to do our, yeah, man. We just want to make good music and just do our own thing. So it came around the call from an old relationship that me and Carl had from a while back, and we have been going back and forth for years, just trading music and just listening to things and trying to see what we could collaborate with. So when this track came about 6 months ago, after me and him started to talk, and I had sent this one to him, he was like, "Hey, this is it. This is the one that we've been trying to put together. Yeah. So let's go ahead and figure it out, and I'll figure out the hook, and let's just go into a writing session." So once we got the hook back, me and Ronell, we went into our session and just began to write to it. And that's how that came along. It actually, the track actually came into fruition, or the vision of us working with Carl was us actually being in London, supposedly hooking up with Carl while we were doing promo for another project, and it never came. So we made sure that we stayed in touch with him even after we got back stateside.
Oh, wow. So if you don't mind me asking, what led you to London? Because that's not like, down the street.
No.
That's a long way to go.
Yeah, I have another group that's called the Neighborhood Watch Worldwide.
Okay.
And and so anytime that we start promoting music, we always start our promo throughout Europe and the UK first.
Okay.
And then once it pick up over there, then it automatically would gravitate over here. So it's easier for us to break down walls there, and it's easier this time to do it because we have Carl and DJ Style and people that's back in the project throughout the UK. But the marketing across the UK and across Europe is a little bit more easier for us because they still are into that authentic old school hip hop.
Real hip hop. They're in the real hip hop, and they don't discriminate, and you don't have to be in somebody's circuit or whatever they call it, syndicate. And one of the issues with us is with people is we're older, and here's what I mean by that: we're wiser. So I'm not signing nothing and giving you rights through out the perpetuity of the universe. None of that. We want everything done right according to the quality of what we're bringing to the table. You understand what I'm saying? We don't need the money. So a lot of people, since they can't, F you over, they don't want to deal with you. They're looking for somebody to use and abuse. And we're not doing
that. So, and shout out to I Still Love Her. She's over in, I believe she's in London as well. Huge hip hop aficionado. And she supports just the raw basics of hip hop. Why do you think that it is so difficult? Like, I noticed certain artists work with certain artists like it's a certain circle. Why do you think it's so hard to break through to one side versus the other? You know what I mean? Like, you were able to contact Carl McIntosh, which will probably contact maybe someone in another, European group or like even Incognito, but you're not going to see them cross over to like Jay-Z or to Ice Cube even. Why is that?
Well, you have to understand the whole dynamic of the record industry is not necessarily designed now for artists like us. You got to think that even with just me and Ronell, we're more seasoned guys. We are retired, and so there's their residual income for the rest of our life without music. So record labels shy away from that. They don't want to deal with. They don't want to deal with a person that's well-traveled, that's well-educated. They don't want to necessarily deal with a person that already have income because they can't control that. So that's what the industry is afraid of attaching themselves to artists that they are mostly afraid of. And these are things that we have witnessed since we've been in the industry, of how the industry gravitates away from artists like us. Whatever. I've actually had the chance to work off of labels. I've had a chance to work with labels that's charted Billboard plaques and been on tracks that's charted. But at the end of the day, that label is less likely to want to deal with me because of who I am. And for me and him, we're not going to associate ourselves with any and everything. So there's a standard with us that we'll teach. And that's even with any artist that we deal with. If they don't have that like-minded mind state, pardon my French, but it has to be some grown folk shit in order for us to deal with it. So if it's this little boy image of, oh, we making it rain in the club, we got all the cars. No, we actually have the cars, but we done it the right way. So a lot of stuff that we see, and I always tell people that 99% of what you see in hip hop is not real.
Ain't real.
What do you mean by that? What do you mean by that, Ronell? What do you mean by that? It's not real.
Well,
what is that?
There's fake it till you make it, and then just think about us coming up.
Okay.
When we saw Salt and Pepper, or we think about it now, Snoop Dogg, and when we saw all them and how we thought he should have been living off of Doggy Style.
Right.
What's the other group, man? Dang, I know there's Salt and Pepper, but there's Salt and Pepper. Groups like that came out back in those days. I'm talking about people when you looked at them and their stuff was out in your mind. This guy's got the #1 album, the fastest selling album ever. But by the time we found out he really ain't have nothing, he was with Master P, who saved his career and really gave him some money. And really, so all of the things he had, which we didn't know.
Yeah.
His name wasn't on it. His name wasn't on the house. His name wasn't on the cars, and it was just used as a tool to control him. So stuff
So
like
what?
that we didn't know, where people signed messed up contracts. And you see a lot of these guys now, it's the same thing. Ain't nothing different. You know, they might give them a little money, but it's according to, hey, if you do this or do that or do this, you know, they're not getting what they're supposed to get. There are far few between that are getting it and are living it. 90% of them are faking it, and I tell them I'm living better than 90% of y'all. I know I am. I know we are.
That is, I mean, I'm sorry. Every time I hear this, and it's not the first time I've heard it, but my jaw still drops. And you know what? You're absolutely correct. Because I think the other group you might have been thinking of was TLC.
That's I was trying to get. Yeah.
Because not only did they, so not only did they file bankruptcy, they're still on tour. Like, they're on tour now. Like, I'm thinking you should have your feet up. Salt and Pepper, they're another group. They're on tour.
But how much do they? See, the problem is how much they probably, it's the touring, how they make their money. So how much of their music do they own where they could sell it or lease it or put it on shows or put it on movies? How much of that do they own to where they can make residuals off of it? Probably none of it.
Wow. So how important is that, owning the masters? Because we hear a lot, you know, Taylor Swift and, you know, Beyonce and Jay-Z gave someone's masters back. What can you do with those masters, and why is it so important to have them?
You maintain control. Like me, I own the masters to everything that we do. And, you know, even we're working with an artist like Carl or somebody of that magnitude, even when we start negotiating contracts with Loose Ends or any other popular artist that we've worked with, we've always maintained control and masters. I would never give anybody my masters for them to resell my masters or either for them to control it. So if it's with outside the camp of somebody trying to obtain masters of what we're doing, it don't happen. And I believe that's the major issue when you start dealing with these labels, is they're one of your masters, because if they ever get their hands on your masters, are like car keys. If you give me your car keys, you can't go anywhere, but I can go everywhere. So there it is.
Okay. Well, that's a humbling statement right there. That brought it right home and put the nail right in the coffin.
We own everything that we do.
The name says master.
Facts.
Right.
Think about it.
Yeah.
So who you want to be the master of your stuff? You or them?
So when you own the masters, you really, and I mean, people think, well, I just own the music, but they don't realize you can put that in commercials and
exactly.
And
if you give your masters to somebody, they can, but nobody can do anything with our music or to our music without our permission. The master, the hard copies of our music, the masters are inside of my files. They don't go anywhere. The only person that I might give masters to is somebody like a Carl, if we agree that he's gonna promote it, radio, stuff like that. But there's always contracts with everything that we do of how far you can go with my masters. Because at the end of the day, if something happened to me or him, our masters have to go to somebody else. So they wouldn't go to Carl McIntosh. They will go to somebody who's in line in this camp in order to get, i.e. family members, wives, kids, because the goal at the end of the day is for us to produce something that makes billions for our family, to break that generational curse. So we're not giving our music and our soul to anybody. We don't care who you are. We don't care if you're Michael Jackson or Prince. You're not getting our music.
They want you to give the generational wealth breaking masters away. So if you give your masters away, now you're a slave to what you were once a master of.
Wow. Okay. So so talk to me about the I see awards and plaques on the wall behind both of you. Renell, what plaques do you have behind you there?
I'll let him elaborate it, but it's billboards and iTunes plaques. We acquired. through music?
Ronell's first track, he got his first track from a song that I produced that was called For Real, and it featured myself and our female artist out of Fresno named Q. And that particular track went to I don't know, I'm looking, I think it went to number 19, I think right now, I don't know, number 19 on our Billboard charts. Some of these tracks are from different compilations that we've had chances to produce on. This one right here, it went number 1. It's called Cruises, Tropical Cruises to Jamaica, and it features Ed Sheeran, Wyclef, Sean Kingston, and we have a track on here from our other group, the Neighborhood Watch Worldwide, which was a track that featured Lord Jamar of the Brand Nubian. That was called the Neighborhood Watch Worldwide. So this actual project went number 1 on Billboard. But yeah, there is a array of them here. My own personal project, which was entitled Foreign Affairs, that I produced in London, actually went to number 5 on iTunes. So there's just too many of them to talk about. Just different accolades, and you can't eat them. So there it is.
So talk to me about how you and Ronell got together. Like, how did your union form? How did you two form the Inner Circle?
Shit.
Ronell?
Man, 30 years ago. Over 30 years ago.
Wow.
We grew up together from Ocala, Florida. And we I mean, that's where it started. You know, when we were young, he was into hip hop music. Back then, even back then, we were listening to hip hop. Like, we were Wu-Tang Clan, The Guru, Gang Starr, Keith like, that's the type of stuff we loved.
Yeah, we wasn't the typical
Florida cat.
We wasn't into the typical Florida hip hop scene. We would listen to it, and we would go to the club and stuff like that. But we were more so into the instrumentations and the rhyming, rather than just trying to rhyme fast over like bass music. We were actually listening to what the artist was saying. So we was conscious then of just trying to listen to see, was there a message in the music. So that's how I started. I mean, even before then, I was always into hip hop, and I've been into hip hop since I've been 7, 8, 9, 10 years old. I was always fascinated by, Salt-N-Pepa, Heavy D, and all these guys, Dana Dane, and all these guys. So it was just something that just stuck with us, stuck with me. So by the time I ended up meeting Ronell was already doing different things in music and stuff like that. So, it was just a match that was made in heaven, as far as the friendship.
Let's see, produced by RAR. And there's been a couple comments in here. I want to address those. The first one, when we were talking about the music industry, Glam by Portia, she put in there that those deals are designed like that so they could take advantage of people.
Yeah.
Completely agree. Appreciate that. Shout out to Jake Harley, who came through. Appreciate you and the support. Produced by RAR says, it shows you got to keep grinding. I've been producing for 12 years and got my first charted song in 2021. How long have you been producing, Homiletics? Before you charted?
It's been actually producing would be over 25 years. Actually writing music and just writing seriously, even throughout my military career, it's been close to 30. Just doing it seriously. And just sitting down in rooms and ghostwriting and writing and doing stuff like that. But for me, I'm pretty much a self-taught producer, meaning that I've taught myself everything as far as the engineering portion. There were no classes taught to me, because where me and Ronell grew up at, the studios there, they would not let us into a studio because we could rhyme. We could rhyme. We wasn't into what they were doing. So we were rhyming. So I was like, hell, I'll just build a studio from like my hand. So my thing is, it's always more than one way to skin a cat. I mean, you're not gonna tell me what I can and can't do. So you told me I couldn't, so I went back and I actually taught myself, just being around different producers, and stuff like that, different beat makers, just watching the program that they were using, seeing the failures of them and knowing that when we move forward that I don't make the same mistakes that they make. So this has been a grind for us. I mean, everything started from the ground level of people not wanting to help us. And I was like, well, we'll just help out ourselves. Mm-hmm. There it is.
So Jay Carly asked, what is the difference between a beat maker and a producer?
A producer, a beat maker, even if I make a beat and somebody will buy it from me, say that you want to buy a beat from me,
yeah, and
then I sell it to you, I don't know, a hypothetical price. It could be $5,000. And then and then I actually sell that to you. You become the producer because I don't know what you're gonna do with that track. I mean, there are more levels to it. There are artists that you want to bring on there, people that I never meet. There might be something that you want to tweak on the track. So you become the overall producer. So you start dealing with these guys like a DJ Khaled, and he says that he's a producer and he's never touched the beat. Yeah, he might be the overall producer because he's the one that's bringing in the talent. He's the one that's pulling in the marketing in order to move that project forward. Now, the only difference between me and those guys is we make our own beats. Like, I make the beats, we produce it, we do everything in-house. So we don't, very rarely do you ever hear any music from us that come from anybody. Like, we, even working with Carl or either these other popular artists, everything comes from our studio.
Okay. So then, so that probably controls costs, because I always hear artists say that it's expensive.
For us, it does. It's saved because everything is done in-house. Yeah. From the artwork to whatever it is, the studio time, travel, everything comes from us directly out of our pocket. We actually control everything. So we got to go to New York. That don't come from a record label. It either come from our pockets or the record sale.
Overcharge you for flights, overcharge you for wardrobe, overcharge you for hotels,
junk fees is what we call that in the mortgage industry. We call it junk fees.
Yeah.
And I've seen them. I've seen those invoices. You owe me $5,000 for studio time.
Oh yeah.
I was in there for like 20 minutes.
Yeah. Well, look. This is why labels run from us. They run from us because they know. I've gotten stuff in my inbox. Or the direct messages and email and calls. Monday coming up, I have a meeting with a popular record label, and I just agreed to do it because I want to see what they're going to try to tell me.
Yeah, the curiosity.
So yeah, I mean, but this is why record labels don't deal with artists like me and him because we do everything you do. You can't offer us anything. You can't offer us nothing.
Look, the only thing they could offer us is a major like what Master P did.
Okay.
Great businessman. A major distribution deal, 80-20, 70-30, 90-10, whatever. I know what was it? Your boy got 90-10 back in the days because they was already making millions prior to Cash Money. He said we was already making millions. So when they tried to tell me this or that and the other, I say, I don't need you. But if you want some of this and you can take me to the next level, I'll give you 10%. And he worked this and he got 90-10, So that the only thing they can offer us is 70-30, 80-20. When you put it on the next level, the next platform, and we all make some money, but we gonna make most of the money because we doing most of the stuff.
I see. Doing the travel, the booking, the hotels, all of that.
Phoenix, can you address this question? Somebody I see.
Sure.
Producer by Rary. Could you read that?
Sure. So like even connecting a certain artist with a certain producer and curating a project, would you be the executive producer on that?
Yeah, I would say yes. If you are curating that project, you would definitely become for me. I would definitely throw my hat in the ring and tell them that yes, I need some kind of credit for doing this. So an executive producer can be, this is just a hypothetical. Like, okay, with me and Ronell sitting here making this beat, if or putting this project together, if we chose to bring Carl in as the executive producer, I would think rightfully so we could, because the inspiration of it, of the way it sounds, came from Carl McIntosh. He's done more than enough of pushing this and helping us with this particular song in order to be included as an executive producer. This is how plaques work. Billboard. I'm gonna tell the artist here that's here in this feed. If I'm making a track right now, and I'm sitting here making this track, and I invite each artist that's in this feed, and I say, come over here to the studio. I want you to hear something. So before they get here, I write out a verse, right? Or I write the whole song out. Yes. So here comes Ronell, here comes Joyce, my sister, I see in the feed, and all these other artists. They all show up to the studio. And I say, I want you to sit here, and I'm gonna walk in the booth. And when I walk in the booth to record this, Ronell, I need for you to just click this button and turn the song on. When that song comes on, and I start recording, and then I walk out and he click it again, he just became the executive producer because he had something to do with that track.
Okay.
Yeah, you ever heard Kanye West say he'd be somewhere and somebody walks in the room and they might say something? It could be a janitor, and they inspire, that, and he'll put it in the music, and he actually makes that guy. He gives him writer credits and executive producer credits. If you ever look at some of his work, there's a lot of people on there, random people that might have walked in, and the way he did it, they said something that made something click, and he used it, he put their name on there. He gave him credit.
Huh. So
well, let's take this. Hold on. Let's just take Toast for My Haters, for instance.
Yeah.
Me, Ronell, and Carl are on there. Yeah. But the hook was written by somebody out of London for him. He sung it because we wanted his vocals.
Okay. So
if it ever hit the charts, everybody that was included will qualify for a plaque.
Okay, I see what you're saying now. And then there's one more. Hold on, let me see. There was another question here from J. Carly 753. Would you say that it's still necessary for an artist to get signed to a record label, stay independent, or sign a distribution deal with a label? Go for it.
Listen. Everything that a record label do, you can do it. You can do it. The only thing is this: it might take you longer to get there. You got to create your own machine, and that's what we've done. We've actually created our own machine on an independent level. There's nothing that a label can do for us that we can't do for ourselves. A label might be able to get there in 1 week, and it might take us 2 months to get there. Well, I'd rather spend the 2 months to 6 months to get there, and I keep all the revenue myself, 100% of the revenues.
So then why do they give those advances then?
Well, listen, okay. Back up though.
Okay.
So let's just go with, okay, you do it that way, and then you keep 100% of the revenues. The reason that they do it that way, the reason that they give you the advancement is to entice you, because you got to think, if somebody give you a $50,000 advancement, $50,000 is a lot of money for somebody that's never had that, but it's not a lot of money for somebody that got residual income. Okay, so $50,000, cars cost $50,000. So once you go out there and buy that Benz, that used Benz, because you're not going to get a new one for $50,000. So once you spend that, what's left? But you already signed the contract. You already signed the contract. So why not wait and see if you can make it blow? Because there are other options out there besides you dealing with a record label. You just got to be on the inner circle and know how to get there without selling yourself out. So now the industry works like this, and I don't care what anybody says. This is how the industry works, and this is what they have done to our young men and women, these rappers. The industry is designed for you to come in it broke, have what you want while you're in it. You can have all the rental cars you want. You can have all the rental houses, the trips, the videos, When you leave it, it is designed for you to come in it broke and leave broke. You're not taking nothing with you. You know, all your masters. What in the hell can you take with you? You haven't took anything. So if your career, if you are only a one-hit wonder, that's all you're gonna get out of it. Unless you're a mule that they continue to use to go on and on. That's what you see is in the industry. You see mules, and then you see artists like me that's breaking down and co-signing what they're doing. But I'm not co-signing anything. I mean, we are hip hop to the core, so we're not gonna co-sign anything.
I hear you.
And you know, the one thing I wanted to say to these individuals out there talking about you this age or that age, let me explain something to you, and this kills that whole dumb argument. Hip hop is timeless, and hip hop is ageless.
That's right.
You either have it or you don't.
That's
you understand
right.
what I'm saying? It's a game where it's timeless and ageless. So I can care less about your age. Show me what you got. Open your mouth. Do some crack. Do something. If you got it, who cares about your age? That's like a man doing stocks.
Yeah.
Oh, he's 70 years old. Well, he just made a stocks chain where he bought into and just made 25 million or 30 million. I don't know how old he is. I want to be a part of that.
Right. Right.
Yeah, so they try to use that against guys like us. But I say, well, I'm just seasoned well. I'm like wine. I got better writing. I got better being animated or background vocals. I have constantly and consistently grown and evolved with doing this, and so has he. So it just means I come ready made, and that's what they don't want. Ready made.
Yeah, well, hip hop is the only genre of music that take their pillars, the ones that actually the gods, they actually take them and try to push them to the back. But you start dealing with country music and R&B, they hold them artists up to a certain standard. Hip hop is the only one where you got the young against the old against the young. Man, I'm not against nobody. I don't care what you do. You want to sound like an ice cream truck when you rap in the background music? Do that, man. Whatever you want to do with your music, do that, man. We have actually developed our own lane. We're not into your games, your drugs, you cussing out women and man, y'all do whatever y'all do, man. That's your life, because that's going to come back to you. Music is spirits. Everything you do is going to come around full circle. And keep in mind that what you're rapping about, if you're rapping about that, you're rapping about women. Well, you got women in your family. Whatever you rap about or either whatever you say is going to come back 360 degrees. It's karma. The world calls it karma. The Bible calls it reaping and sowing, right? So there it is.
So now we got spiritual with it. It is spiritual.
Don't go there. Don't even go there.
We're running close to being out of time. That's a whole episode in another show.
when we come back, we're gonna come back. I'm gonna bring Carl with me when I come back.
Oh, absolutely. Well, I mean, your name says it all. You know, LaPortia, she asked a question earlier, and I think I lost her there. But hold on. No, I got her. She says she's proud of y'all going independent route, much better than being used up by the industry. And then producer Rory said, with the changes in digital music, would you guys be able to explain to me if my offer of 3 points on the back end is good for starting?
Who's it? Rory?
That was Rory, produced by Rory.
Man, that is a hard question. Like, did he actually produce the track? Is he the producer on the track? Is he the writer? Like I need to know the dynamic. So that's something that we'll answer in the next video.
Yeah,
because I need to know the whole dynamics of what he's dealing with.
I see. So there's more involved to it than just that's not a simple yes or no.
Yeah.
Okay.
It's not.
Yeah, me, I don't want to spare out the wrong information. But Rory, tell Rory that if we have personal questions like that he could just DM me.
Okay.
And if I can answer it, I will. And then if I can't, then I'll shoot it to my manager and just let her answer.
That's what's up.
Yeah.
And then the last question from,
Yeah.
oh yeah, go ahead, Vernell. Go
No,
ahead.
I was just say real quick. I do know in certain situations where people are sitting down doing something and they'll be in a room and they say, hey, you want to take 50,000 right now, or do you want to take 1 point? And then they looking around. Well, the guy decided, I'm gonna take the 50,000. Then the lawyer took him in the room and said, explained to him, and then bought him back and said, no, I take the point. He took the point and he got $3 million instead of taking 50,000 up front. So it depends, you know what the person
Some more
Right,
dynamics.
right. And then the dynamics are different because we own publishing and everything.
Yeah,
Like everything is, I mean, we own everything 100%. Ain't nobody getting
Look,
anything. If you don't like it,
anything
then
hit.
it is what it is. But
That's
we're
right,
set
right.
up where we own everything, man. This has been a real grind. This
Yep.
ain't no fake record label. We ain't out killing nobody. We ain't out gang banging. Whatever, man. Listen, this is a real grind and a machine that you don't want to get in front of. I promise you.
And then the last question, do you think a one-hit wonder has the ability to make more hits and drop better music?
Okay, say that again. I didn't hear you.
Do you think a one-hit wonder has the ability to make more hits and drop better music?
Yeah, sure. Yeah, man, you got plenty one-hit wonders out there now that if they would just hook up with the right producer, sometimes things work off inspiration or producers or who you're around. Something have to motivate you in order to get you to a higher level. And sometimes you have like one-hit wonders that only go to a certain level because I think I heard Shannon Sharpe said this the best. He said everybody that's around you is designed to get you to a certain level. And just like rockets, the boosters come off of it. So you gotta know how far you can go with people, producers, artists, and stuff like that. I work with a lot of artists that I know that I can only take them so far, whether it's their behavior or whether the talent might not be there, but it's something. So I might only get you to a certain level, but you might leave me and go meet somebody else that might take you to a higher level. So it's about being inspired. And you know, man, for me, producing is about inspiring artists, trying to get them out of their comfort zone and take them as high as I can take them. And maybe somebody else might come along and take you higher. I don't know, but yeah, you have to be inspired. So to me, it's really no such thing as a one-hit wonder because that artist can market that one-hit wonder song and come back and make millions with another track.
Absolutely. And I mean, that one song may be all you really need, you know, that might be it. Like, that's it.
All it takes is
Ice Baby.
right. All it takes is one.
I mean, you know Johnny Kemp, but you know, Just Got Paid is gonna be timeless.
Right,
you know,
right.
and, you know,
Right.
you working, everybody gonna do that. It's payday, right? So
That's
all you need
right.
is the one
That's
song.
right.
So there's
And that's what it's about. That's what it's about. It's about making timeless music. So one thing I'm gonna say this to end it. Like we don't just go into the studio to keep making tracks, making hits.
Yeah.
Every time we open our mouth or make a track, my mind is saying, will they still be listening to this 20 years from now? Will they still be listening to this? Will my grandkids hear this and be like, that's grandpa rapping 20 years and now they got kids. And so the goal for us is every track we make, we want to make timeless music. And that's why we went and got Carl. We want to throw something back to an era whenever hip hop was really popping and really had something to say. So bringing loose ends on the track, who don't know loose ends?
Right.
It's
And I always say we 21st centralized hip hop. There's a difference. We don't sound like the boom bap, boom bap, boom bap. We took that 21st centralized the sound, 21st centralized the lyrics, but kept the substance.
That's right. That's right. And I enjoy listening to Toast My Haters, and I enjoyed the music that I discovered from you when you hit me up. So I appreciate you. And I really, really appreciate, you know, you taking the time to sit down and kind of chop it up with me. We're going to talk again. I have a feeling we'll sit down and definitely chop it up again. Please tell everybody where we can find your music and how we can support you guys.
Yeah, but for me, you can follow me on IG at Official Homiletics. That's official, HOMILETIX. Or you can follow me on the web at www.officialhomiletics.com. Or just type in homiletics, toast to my haters. It'll pop up in reviews or blogs or whatever. Something will pop up with my
Tell them
name
when
on
it's
it.
going to be radio and possibly available for sale.
Yeah, if we will have pre-saved links.
Okay.
The project official release date is August the 18th. So we know that the birth of hip hop was August 11th. We didn't want to drop on that day, but we wanted to do a tribute to hip hop and come out a week later because we know that week will be crammed with stuff. So August 18th is the official release date, and what we'll do for the ones that's here, I will actually post it for you guys, but it'll be available worldwide: Apple, iTunes, Napster, Spotify, and we'll post all the links. Now there will be a pre-saved link
Okay.
that you can actually get from us and save it. So we want everybody in this feed, when we post that pre-saved link across my IG, to save it. And we want you to download it on the 18th. We want everybody to support this because this is bigger than us.
Okay.
You know?
It is.
Yeah.
This is hip. Now, see, this is hip hop, and this is hip
Oh,
hop
it's
the
hip
way
hop.
I've always loved it. I have always remembered it. My sister, 1984, brought me my first taste of hip hop. She was in New York, and she brought me Eric B. and Rakim.
Yeah.
And I
Oh, yeah.
have not
Oh,
been the
yeah.
same since.
Oh.
Nah,
If you
damn.
listen, if you are not a hater, you will buy that project. I don't care if you're a DJ, producer, record label. If you're a hater, don't buy it because we don't want to deal with haters. But if you are not a hater and you like real hip hop, you'll be tracking Toast to My Haters.
Good
I promise
music
you.
is good music.
Period.
At the end of the day, whether I'm with Death Row, No Limit, or whoever, good music, this or that, at the end of the day, good music is good music. And
That's right.
it's a universal track, it's a universal sound. That's a worldwide song where you can play it anywhere. At
That's
any
right.
time. Barbecues,
That's right.
basketball
Skating
games,
rink.
it don't matter.
Skating rink.
Club,
Yeah.
it don't matter.
That's right. That's right. And it's transcended. But fellas, we're
Yeah.
going to get on out of here for today. We will definitely talk again soon. Much success on this new release. I hope it goes way bigger than what you got hanging up on the wall right now. And again, thank you for taking this time with me. I appreciate both of you.
Peace.
All right. Peace out. Hey, everybody. Take care.